Saturday, the 73rd meeting between Tulsa and Arkansas in Fayetteville. Find out what happened next on the Philip Montgomery Show.
The Philip Montgomery Show, brought to you by St. Francis Health System, by River Spirit Casino, and by Pepsi. Now your host, Bruce Howard.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Philip Montgomery Show. I'm Bruce Howard, and the Hurricane taking on the Arkansas Razorbacks here in Fayetteville on Saturday. Unfortunately, it didn't go Tulsa's way, a 23-0 loss for TU, and so for the Hurricane, they have to recover and get ready for the home game coming up next week against Tulane. But in a moment, we'll be back and get the lead up to the game and then first half highlights. That's when we continue on the Philip Montgomery Show. Welcome back to the Philip Montgomery Show. Obviously, as you can tell, it was a bright, sunshiny day on Saturday. The Hurricane taking on Arkansas for the 73rd time, with Arkansas leading the all-time series 56-14 with 3 ties. And so for TU, a chance to get a win against a 1-6 team. But again, remember, Tulsa coming in 1-5. So looked like it was going to be a pretty good battle. Let's get the lead up to the game and, of course, first half highlights. Here's my broadcast partner, Rick Corey, and head coach Philip Montgomery. Gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Bruce. Coach, coming here to Arkansas, it's a place Tulsa's made trips many, many times. Coming in here, you saw a team that hadn't won many games, but on film, you saw a more talented group, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, really, they had Ole Miss last week in the first half, had them reeling. I mean, had played extremely well, played well on defense, ran the ball extremely well against them. So you knew, as any place, when you have changeover from a coaching standpoint, just learning their players schematically, trying to figure out what fits them the most. And they were figuring it out the last couple of weeks. They've had some tough opponents, obviously, when you talk about Auburn, Alabama, and then Ole Miss in there. So we knew they were starting to figure it out. Did some good things today. I didn't think at all they overpowered us. Yeah. I think, you know, we just so inconsistent offensively, never really got anything going. We got to do a better job there. I thought our defense played well enough for us to win. But special teams and offense hurt us today.
You know, today coming into this, you didn't know exactly who was going to play quarterback. You had an idea, but because of some injuries, you weren't sure. Does that make it a lot harder to get ready?
No, you just got to continue to keep, I mean, from a game plan standpoint, you got to look for both guys. It's not going to change you that much schematically. Now, obviously, when they bring in the big boy, there's a little bit more quarterback run aspect to it because he's just so big and hard to tackle. But for the most part, I thought our defense did a nice job against both quarterbacks and had opportunities to continue to keep making plays.
As a matter of fact, you're going to see some of those key plays very early here as Tulsa does a great job on the first couple of drives defensively. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. We're here at Razorback Stadium. It's Tulsa and Arkansas.
More than half of his kickoffs have resulted in touchbacks for TU. He approaches, swings the right leg, gets into it, high end over end kick, taken 4 yards deep in the end zone. Boyd is to the left of the quarterback, and Boyd gets the handoff up the middle. He now veers to the near side and he is knocked down. The ball is fumbled, it moves forward and is recovered by Arkansas. 3 receivers near side left. Alone in the backfield is Connor Nolan. Nolan awaits the snap. On 3rd down and 4, has the snap, drops back to pass, big blitz on, he is throwing it over the middle, intercepted Whitfield, left side 35 to the 30, dives to the 25, to the 24-yard line. McKinley Whitfield with the interception and a return of 18 for the Golden Hurricane. And TU will take over at the 23-yard line. Minter sets up on a slot on the left side, and the handoff goes left side and around the corner. It is Shamari Brooks to the 20, outside numbers, far boundary, knocked out of bounds. Boomer awaits the snap. He has the snap and hands it off and straight forward. First down, Shamari Brooks diving to the 11. He is flanked on his left by Shamari Brooks. Here's the snap. Back to pass. Boomer awaits. Now has pressure. Throws short and incomplete at the 13-yard line to Stokes. Deep snappers Adam Higuera from the right hash mark. 28-yard attempt. Here's the kick. It is on the way, and it is no good.
Sure looked to me like it was 41.
So it is 1st and 10 at the 42, and a fake handoff, and now Nolan runs it up the middle, and he gets knocked down as he faked the handoff, and on the read from their 44-yard line, no score in the game. Here's the snap, a quick flip throw, left side, Jones catches it, he gets a block, but then he is knocked out of bounds near side boundary at the 48, maybe the 49-yard line. Now it's 3rd and 4 from their 49-yard line. Blitz coming, quick pass near side, knocked down, incomplete, 45-yard line of Tulsa. It was intended for the tight end and was knocked out of there by McKinley Whitfield on a good play. No score in the game. Minter sets up tight end right side on the formation. Here's the snap, and the handoff goes to Taylor. Taylor has a small hole. He's able to push forward to about the 19, maybe a gain of 4. No tight end in this formation. Motion from right to left by Stokes. 2nd and 5. Here's the snap. Boomer has it, now runs to the right. He gets dragged down and throws a pass at the last minute. It is caught by Taylor, right side 30, 40. He gets to the 50, to the 48-yard line, near side numbers. 32-yard play, and what an ad lib by Seth Boomer, as somehow, some way, he was able to shot put that pass out of there.
It was a shot put. Thank goodness for Corey, too, paying attention.
Here's the first down play, a handoff. Taylor off the right side, big hole, 45, 40, 35, spins forward to the 30 and down to the 29-yard line. 19-yard gain for the Hurricane, 2 big chunks for Tulsa. To the left of Seth Boomer is Shamari Brooks. Here's the snap, and fake handoff, and Boomer takes it to the left side. He cuts back, he gets it to the 25, maybe 4 on the play, but a pretty good play with a 42-yard field goal attempt near the left hash mark. Out of the hold of Montgomery. Higuera's snap is good. The placement is good. Here's the kick on the way, and it is no good. He shanked it off to the right.
But it sure looked to me like he was touching a player when he was standing there.
Here's the snap, turn to hand off to Boyd. Boyd around the corner, has a hole, cuts back 45 down to the 42. He got 7 yards on the play. The final tackle for TU at the 32-yard line. 1st down and 10, handoff, Boyd again up the middle, big hole. He dances forward to the 20, falls down at the 19. Otherwise, he might have veered to the left. Out of the shotgun, Nolan. He turns, fakes a handoff, rolling to the right, throws it short, complete, right side, touchdown. Touchdown to the tight end, Grayson Gunner.
At halftime, Arkansas leads Tulsa by a score of 10-0. We'll talk second half adjustments and get you to second half highlights. That's next on the Philip Montgomery Show. At halftime, the University of Tulsa is trailing Arkansas by a score of 10-0, but TU gets the second half kickoff. Let's go to halftime adjustments and get you to second half highlights. But first, here's Rick Corey and head coach Philip Montgomery.
All right, thanks, Bruce. So, Coach, at the half, you haven't scored yet, but you feel like you're in it because you moved it enough and your defense had played lights out. So what are you talking about?
Well, defense played lights out. We had opportunities, especially after McKinley's pick. We had an opportunity. We picked up a 1st down right there. Should get points out of that. Won a touchdown, but should get points out of that. And then I think the very next drive we have another opportunity. We moved it down the field, and we got to finish it right there and get points. It should, at the very least, at that point, been, probably 10-6 maybe.
Sure.
But our defense gave us some opportunities, and then, we got some things going. We were running the football at times throughout the first half pretty well. But just never finish drives, and you got to do that in these games.
So that was the message then, let's just go finish?
Yeah, I mean, we got to get something going offensively, defensively, continue to keep doing what you're doing, get them behind the chains on early downs, and let's put pressure on that young quarterback just like they're doing to ours. And you're going to have other opportunities to have some turnovers in there if we can do that. And that's what we talked about, just coming out, getting off to a good start. We were going to get the ball offensively, needed to come out and get a drive going and get some points out of it.
Tulsa, of course, struggled a little bit here in this 3rd quarter. You'll see that, but didn't try to bounce back in the 4th quarter again. Here's the second half highlights, Tulsa and the Razorbacks.
Kind of hard to watch. Handoff goes to Boyd off the right side. He gets it to the 26, and that's it. He got a couple. Here's the snap, Nolan, back to pass, now gets hit in the backfield and eludes. Now he runs it up the middle. He stiff arms a Tulsa player, gets it to the 20, to the 15, and a 9-yard gain and a 1st down for Connor Nolan. It is 3rd down and 13. Here's the snap, back to pass. Kelly has time, throws, end zone, knocked down right at the end zone right at the stripe by McKinley Whitfield toward that front pylon, far boundary. Intended on the play for Cornelius, and Whitfield makes a brilliant play there.
If he missteps a half a step, he's beaten.
35-yard field goal attempt. Here's the kick on the way by Limpert, and it is straight through there. It is good. And freshman Nolan is the quarterback, and fake handoff, looks now, throws to the right side, caught on the right sideline, 20-yard line, down to the 10. A 30-yard pass and catch.
Malik Williams
and
is
Kelly,
coming.
and now Kelly is in at the quarterback. Here's the snap. Handoff goes straight up the middle. Touchdown, Arkansas. As scoring on the play is Malik Williams, the big freshman, a redshirt freshman from Punta Gorda, Florida. And the Hurricane 1st and 10 at their 10 with a 20-0 deficit. Fake handoff, Boomer takes it himself off the right side, and he gets around the corner to the 10 and then knocked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. 3rd and 5 for Tulsa at their 15, trailing 20-0. Boomer back to pass, has time, now throws over the middle, and a catch made at the 20 and to the 25-yard line is Hobbs. 3 receivers far side left, 1 near side right. Here's the snap, quick throw left side. It's caught by Anderson. Anderson through a small hole inside the numbers at the 35, close to the first down. We'll see where they spot it. 2nd down and 10 for TU at their 38-yard line, trailing 20-0. TU with 3:08 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Back to pass, Boomer. Boomer runs it up the middle to the 35, to the 40, forward to the 45. Shy of the first down by maybe 3 or so. Out of the shotgun, Seth Boomer with 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Stewart now in motion toward the formation. Back to pass, Boomer throws over the middle, nearly intercepted. Almost picked off at midfield, but you still have 9 minutes to go. Nolan out of the shotgun for Arkansas, 1st and 10 at the 20, and the handoff goes to Hayden, and Hayden cutting it back. He gets hit at the 24. He leaned forward to the 25, but Whitfield and Bunch made the tackle. And out of the shotgun is the new quarterback, Cole Kelly, and Kelly will take it himself, and he gets drilled in the backfield back at the 22-yard line. Travis Gibson looked like a read option, Rick. I didn't think he was going to pass the ball, so it's not going to be a sack, I don't think, just a tackle for loss. Bauer to kick it away for TU, trailing 20-0, and they get a possible block punt. It is a punt high in the air, near side, well short, and there's going to be roughing against Tulsa. And again, the Hurricane defense got to get him off the field if you can. Kelly has the snap, and he's going to run it up the middle on a draw play, and has a big hole, 45, 40, 35, and tumbles down to the 31-yard line. 1st and goal from the 9-yard line, and the quarterback takes it himself, Cole Kelly, able to lean forward to about the 8. Snap back, ball is down. Here's the kick on the way, a line drive shot. It is good.
So the final 23-0, and Coach, I know it's got to be frustrating for you as a play caller and as a head coach, because you have to be a psychologist and a head coach too. How do you get a team to be confident when right now it's just not going well on offense?
Well, defensively we're playing really good, and we're leaning on those guys. We have been able, going up to this game, to run the football effectively. We, at times today, ran the football effectively. Our quarterbacks and our receivers, we've got to do a better job in the passing game. We had some things open early in the game, and we just missed on. Whether it be, hey, we gave up a sack, we got pressure, or we didn't throw the ball where we needed to, whatever that might have been in those scenarios. But we've got to get in sync a little bit better offensively, and it all starts with all of us getting it done as one complete unit.
You know, you talk about offense, it is certainly about some consistency, it's about some rhythm. And Seth did make his best throw of the game, I thought, late to Keelan Stokes. Can that kind of help you move forward?
Well, it's a positive move in the right direction, but, you know, we've got to continue to keep being more consistent. I mean, that's what it is. We made a good throw there. We've got to do a better job of protecting him. You know, I think he got sacked 6 times in one period of that. You know, when you got a young quarterback, you want him to feel more comfortable back there in the pocket, give him an opportunity to look around and give those receivers an opportunity to get off of coverage and get into those gaps.
Sure. All right, so Tulsa's got a big game coming up. It's a payback game back home in the conference against Tulane. We'll talk about that next on the Philip Montgomery Show.
Welcome back to the Philip Montgomery Show. The Director of Athletic Performance, which kind of used to be known as the strength coach, well, TU has a new one, Eric Anthony. And here's a closer look at Tulsa's newest Director of Athletic Performance.
I'm Eric Anthony, Director of Athletic Performance at the University of Tulsa. My philosophy on athletic performance and really athlete development, it really stems from strength first. So we talk about strength, speed, power, and conditioning in athletic performance. In my opinion, You can't be powerful before you are strong. If you're too powerful or you're too fast for your strength level, you're at a high risk of injury. So the first thing we'll look at is training for true strength through solid range of motion. I played football at a Division III school in Iowa, Wartburg College, and then I ended up having a spinal injury with concussions, transferred to Iowa State University where I decided to study kinesiology, and really that background, that educational format we were provided, mine focused on majority of human movement, and where that benefits myself is just seeing athletes move around, understanding biomechanically what's going on with them. So at TU, really what we look at is development of the total athlete. And first thing, before we even talk about training, we're going to talk about nutrition, because it doesn't matter what the athletic performance staff, the athletic training staff, the doctors are asking our athletes to do, or the coaches, if they're not taking care of themselves off the field as far as what they're putting in their body before workouts or practice, after workouts, during workouts, and then on their 3 scores a day with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then all their snacks in between. If they're not doing those things right, no matter what we're doing on the field really doesn't matter. Our athletes are student athletes, and they're going to be put under stress and duress on the playing field, but also in the classroom. And really, grand scheme of things, you know, athletics is great, but it's our job to get these kids ready for what is coming after athletics and life, and going through a daily grind, whether that be 6 a.m. workouts or breakfast check, late night tutor sessions, whatever that is. As far as football being different from other sports and the specificity of some of these movements, really, in my opinion, when you look at football, you've got a bunch of smaller teams. So you have a bunch of subsectors that do similar movement qualities. So what I mean by that, our offensive and defensive linemen do not move the same as our corners and our slot wide receivers. We're not going to ask our 330-pound offensive tackle to go run conditioning tests at the same time as a 195-pound corner. That's not going to work. So I met Coach Monty 2 or 3 years ago now. My wife and I were just driving through Tulsa to see one of my good friends here, Coach Hill, the running backs coach. Coach Hill brought my wife and my son and I up here and up to the facility and said, "Hey, you want to, meet the head coach?" We said, "Sure." And before you knew it, Coach Montgomery sat down with my wife and I and Levi for about an hour, just kind of getting to know us, and just seemed like a great guy, a great overall guy. And he took his time out of that day just for a knock on the door and a stop in. Really, I think the biggest part of it is being a servant to the student athlete. And I think a way a lot of guys have been comfortable around us is really just the relationships that we've worked to build since January. They know that we're always around, or we always try to be around, and we're always on access to them. So we're always an outlet for them.
Welcome back to the Philip Montgomery Show. I'm Rick Corey, along with Philip Montgomery, the head coach. Well, I mentioned it, you get to go back home, that's terrific, but it's Tulane. And that's a game that everybody, I think, wants another shot at. Is your team feeling that way?
Well, obviously, probably one of our worst games last year. We just had a lot of different, the hurricane and all of that stuff was going on, and changing game times. Are we going to play? Are we not going to play? Well, we didn't show up and play. We just didn't. So we've got an opportunity to rewrite that now and correct that part of it. Our guys, we know we got work to do when we get back this week, but we got an opportunity to get after Tulane, and we need to take advantage of it.
Well, and the good thing about this is it only takes one to start the roll the other way, doesn't it?
It only takes one. We need one. And so our guys have been resilient, but obviously they're frustrated, just like I'm frustrated. And so we got to continue to keep growing. We got to continue to keep working. We got to be more consistent, find some plays offensively to allow our guys to go to work, and we got to hit those things.
And we need you too. It's going to be Tulsa and Tulane, 6 o'clock next week. We hope to see you at H.H. Chapman Stadium.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys. It's Tulsa taking on Tulane. Obviously, last year Tulane put a licking on the Hurricane in New Orleans. Let's hope there's a little payback. If you want ticket information for this 6 p.m. next Saturday game, all you have to do is go to 918-631-GO-TU or TulsaHurricane.com. So we'll see you Saturday at H.H. Chapman Stadium. For my broadcast partner, Rick Corey, and for head coach Philip Montgomery, I'm Bruce Howard. We'll talk to you next week.
The Philip Montgomery Show has been brought to you by St. Francis Health System, by River Spirit Casino, and by Pepsi. The Philip Montgomery Show has been a presentation of Golden Hurricane Sports Properties and a Kane Vision production.